You guys already know what time it is, and it is time for another Buff Bunny collection try on and review. And we have yet again another collaboration with someone who is just so incredible, and that is Miss Bailey Stewart. They are coming out with a juicy collection. When I saw this collection, the name, the colors, the vibes, the pieces, it screams Bailey. And so congratulations, Bailey, on your collaboration with Buff Bunny Collection for your Juicy collection. It is so, so incredible, and I can't wait to go dive into it. Lots of new pieces, lots of things you've never seen before, and I'm really excited to dive into this with you guys and give you guys the full details on what you need to know for the Juicy collection launching this Saturday, July 27 at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. As always, you guys know, although I'm an athlete, I will always give my honest opinions, and that is never, ever going to change. And so we're gonna go through all the things, BTC, what I think, what I'd like to see differently, all the good stuff. I'll go over the collection itself, the colors, the pieces, all the details. So at the end of the day, like I always say, if I don't keep it honest with you guys, it absolutely helps nobody. So why would I put all this time and effort into this video if I'm not going to keep it 100 with you guys and actually help you in your shopping experience? And if this is your first time watching one of my videos, hi, hello. My name is Gabrielle Tongle, but you can call me Gabs, and I am well known for my Buff Bunny collection reviews. As you can see on my channel, it is literally all I talk about. And at the end of the day, my main goal is that you guys feel confident in purchasing all these collections from Buff Bunny Collection, because I understand we work hard for our money, and we want to make sure that we feel good about where we're putting our money and investing our money, you know, because activewear is an investment, okay? My reviews are quite lengthy, I'm not gonna lie, but for a very good reason. There are timestamps down below if you guys do wanna scrub through certain areas of the video. In addition, I always have a free PDF with all of my collection try-on reviews, and that is where you'll see a lot more comparison of photos, measurements, additional details, some quick notes on what I think about sizing and overall thoughts. It'll also link to some of my older videos. It'll also give you just, again, more photos and insight on what these pieces look like outside of videos and what I'm saying, and it also allows me to not talk too much in these videos. So I highly recommend that you guys pause the video, download the free PDF down below. This one is over 200 pages, which honestly isn't uncommon. It just kind of happens. And that's because, again, I never want to leave any details out. So highly recommend that you guys download that, because it does complement this video, because like I said, I'm not gonna share everything on the screen. I'm not gonna share everything verbally, just to keep things as concise as possible. But that PDF is a strong supporting asset to this video. So make sure you guys download that. Again, it is completely free. And as always, if you guys wanna support me, if you guys want to save 10% off your order, you guys can use the code GABS at checkout. No obligation whatsoever, but it is a way to let the company know, like, hey, we love Gabs, keep her around, she helped me out. So any support is always welcome, and always so grateful for that. So make sure you guys let me know if you choose to use my code, because that's another thing. You guys are choosing to use my code out of all the codes that are out there, and I want to make sure that I say thank you, because as always, without you guys, I will not be sitting here wearing these pieces right now in this moment and reviewing them for my Gab fam. So I always love to give gratitude to you guys before I get into anything in these videos. With that being said, let's get into the juicy details of the Juicy collection in collaboration with Bailey Stewart. First of all, are we even surprised to see some of these pieces and colors? Absolutely not. Like I said, when I saw this collection and knew it was a collaboration with Bailey, I was like, this screams Bailey in so many different ways, and I absolutely am here for it. I love that so much. And I am really sad about some of the pieces that I will not be able to review before the collection drops, but I will be there to review right with you guys. As you guys know, we are sent a certain amount of pieces and colors, and so I always do my best to review everything that I can. But certain pieces that I'm not able to review, I will give my best insight on how I will be approaching shopping these pieces, and what my thoughts are on certain pieces that I didn't get, etc. So I will give all the details I can with the pieces I do have and don't have. Now, we have a wide variety of different vibes. This collection couldn't be more perfect for those who love the vibrant colors, who are looking for those summer pieces, who are looking to mismatch, who are looking for the matchy moment. It is literally such a good collection in the way that it was curated. I think it was done really, really well for the different individuals. Now, definitely some pieces won't be for some people, as always, same with colors, and that is perfectly okay. As you guys have heard me say over and over and over again, not every collection is going to be one that you need to invest in, and that is totally fine. That is the beauty in all of the different collections that we get every, 6 to 8 weeks, is that some you'll gravitate towards more, some you won't, and that's going to be fine. And it's all about what is going to make you feel good and what's going to be worth your time and money. So don't feel pressured in any way to always shop every single collection. If brights are not a thing for you, like this is absolutely not for you, but there are some staple pieces like the darker plum, which is the venom, and then there's the black. So just keep that in mind as, more and more collections come out, and just in general, as you guys are shopping, that not everything needs to be for you, even if it's for me. And my job at the end of the day is more so just give you insight on what could be, and, some things to think about when it comes to considering certain pieces, colors, all that good stuff. On the screen here, you're seeing all of the colors that we are seeing in this collection and some patterns slash different dyes and finishes of the fabric. And I genuinely am so in love with so many of the colors here. And I was taken surprise by a few as well. Specifically this pink holographic. When I get to those pieces, you guys, I'm just so obsessed with it. You guys know I'm not a holographic girl, but this pink holographic was just something else. And it was just so fitting for the summer. I feel like we've always seen the holographic more in like the winter, the fall months when it's like more dark and moody. But seeing this pink holographic for the summer has been so beautiful. And I hope that we see more pieces in this color and like finish, because it is truly something very unique and different that I am just obsessed with, which is just, again, so weird to come out of my mouth given that I'm not a holographic girly. And then this honeydew ombre, I've always been a lover of the ombre situation in general, especially on seamless, and this honeydew, absolutely beautiful. I hope that we see more ombre colors because it's just so stunning. Like it's what I'm wearing right now on the top here. I did not expect to love the like green to blue. As you guys know, I'm very much like my monochromatic kind of like situation. And so loving this ombre as much as I do, I'm very like surprised by, but a lot of things surprised me in this collection. So that I am just really, really loving. And honestly, a lot of these colors that mix and match so nicely as well, which I'm not, again, a mismatch girl, but I've been gravitating towards mixing and matching a little bit more with this one. And I think it just really goes to show that like Bailey and the team like really created something that is so Bailey, because I know Bailey does that a lot with a lot of her gym outfits. So yeah, just the colors and patterns are incredible. We're seeing some new colors come back. We have the peach rings, the guava, the way that I literally said in the previous collections, like bury me in guava, and the fact that we're seeing more, I'm so happy because it's such a beautiful, beautiful pink. And then we have a new red. You guys know I love my salsa red. So we have a new one, which is lipstick red. This is a little bit more of a blue undertone red. And it's beautiful. Like it really, really is. And I say this every single time, but it blows my mind how Buff Bunny collection continues to come out with like similar colors than what we've seen, but like still very different, which makes it a little bit annoying when you're trying to mix and match to older collections. But it's also just so cool that like there's still so many different shades of red that we haven't seen yet, and like how different they can complement us and how different we can feel about them and stuff. So really love that. We have some, like I said, pinks, orange, reds, blues, greens. We also have our staple pieces like the white, the bone, the cold brew, the black. We also have venom and barista blue. And the way that the design team had explained this is that they wanted to incorporate some darker tone colors that are going to complement the lighter tones, just because obviously, if it's not like very apparent, that some of these lighter colors are going to be more sheer. And so that's why we're not seeing a lot of the same top colors and the bottom colors, is just because just like logistically, that's just what's expected with some of these lighter colors, that they are going to be a bit more sheer. And so the way that they kind of like combated this was to add in some darker colors that were complementary to the lighter colors, so that you wouldn't have to worry about the sheerness, but you can still kind of have that like complementary moment between colors. So you will notice that not all of the leggings come out in the same colors as the tops. And that is simply wise, because just logistically, like it was very challenging to ensure that pieces weren't going to sheer out on the bottom, especially with some of these lighter and brighter colors, which I do appreciate a lot. And so I definitely see a lot of people who are going to mix and match the different fabrics, but in similar colors, or even just like the different tones of the color family together. Some fabrics that you guys are going to see in this collection are Shape Seamless, Nubri, butter, and eco poly. We'll dive more into these fabrics as we go over the pieces. We're gonna go ahead and dive into the leggings. We'll start with the most compressive leggings into the least compressive, and then we'll do the same thing with the sports bras where we go to the high support to the lower support. So starting with the leggings, we are going to talk about the Miracle leggings. Unfortunately, absolutely nobody is getting the PR for this other than Bailey herself. So not a lot of us can give you like our true honest opinions on it when it comes to like actually on our bodies, but I will do my absolute best given the resources that I've been given in regards to figuring out my sizing and expect how it's going to fit. The way that I cannot wait to see what this Miracle legging does for the booty is just everything, because when Bailey showed me some of the pictures of what the Miracle legging did for her, I mean, her booty in general, like just a moment for Miss Bailey and her booty, incredible. But what these leggings do for the booty in general, just given the way that they designed it, I am so excited and I cannot wait, and I cannot believe that we have to pre-order this and wait even longer. So that is a very important thing to note for this piece specifically, and only this piece, is that the Miracle seamless leggings are going to be done on pre-order. Now, the sad thing about this is that the Canadians cannot pre-order this. So I'm basically gonna have to just wait for the alert that like Miracle leggings are available for Canadians. So Americans, go ahead and pre-order them. Canadians, you can pre-order them on the .com website, but then you do have to pay for duties and all that stuff. So honestly, being Canadian, I am just going to wait until we get that notification that they're going to be available for .ca. It's probably going to be like a launch time and day kind of thing once they do arrive for the warehouse for Canada, where at least for the Americans, you guys can pre-order them. And then like once they get there and they're ready to ship out, you guys will get them accordingly. It shouldn't be too long. We don't have any like concrete confirmation, but it should be around the end of August-ish as to when these pieces are going to be available based on those who are pre-ordering. Now, although it is a pre-order, there's still a limited amount of stock that's going to be available. So usually sometimes with pre-order, it's like, you know, they're going to order the amount that's going to be adequate to those who did pre-order. But instead, this is still going to be a limited availability kind of thing. And so they could sell out of the pre-order essentially. So please make sure that you guys do approach buying this Miracle seamless leggings the same way that you would with any collection. So that is the biggest thing that I want to get out there like right away, is that the Miracle leggings are going to be a pre-order item. And unfortunately for the .ca, this will not be an option for us. It is only going to be an option for .com. And so again, that Canadians, that is how we're going to basically prepare for them, is that the minute that we get an alert that it's time for us to, and I'm not even sure if we're going to have to pre-order still, or if at that point we'll be able to just buy them. I'm assuming we'll be able to just buy them, because if we were able to pre-order, that would have been an option already. So anyways, that is just the quick 101 on just like pre-order situation. I will put other details around the pre-ordering here on the screen here when it comes to like the return and everything like that. So Miracle seamless leggings, these are very iconically Bailey, in my opinion. I know she's a big fan of seamless leggings that do this kind of effect where it has a little bit of an under glute situation and like very much enhancing the glutes in general. And so these ones are made of the new Shape Seamless, which is what the Shape Seamless bodysuit is also made of. So given that I have that bodysuit, it kind of gives me an idea of like how it's going to feel in a sense of like the fabric itself. These ones are going to be a light to medium compression. And I think the biggest thing to point out is the under glute compression that is on the legging. Based on the photos that I can see that they made it very flattering, where we have seen this design like way back when with previous companies that aren't even around anymore. And it can look kind of like uni butt like, or like ape butt like, if you will. So I definitely think that the way that they designed this, given that it's not like a different color and it's not like very like too like contrasty between like the glute fabric versus like the under glute fabric, I think these will look really nice. And like I said, just seeing what they do to the booty, I am so excited. So like that compression kind of like lifts the butt up. So yeah, I very pumped to see these. And so I'm going to be going ahead with my usual seamless legging size as of lately, which has been a small. The only reason that I've been going up to a medium in some seamless ones has been due to the rise, due to camel toe. But I think given that this is a high rise one, and given just kind of how the form seamless fits, given how the, like I said, the bodysuit fits, I feel like the seamless is going to be quite stretchy and like forgiving as well. And I am expecting that like just in the like high compression areas, like the underglute and the waistband, it will be like quite snatched. I feel like I'm going to be pretty good with the small. So I am very, very excited. It will be coming out in 4 different colors. We have charcoal, lipstick red, limon pepino, which is like a nice green. It's actually what I'm wearing on my leggings right here. And then venom. So I'll definitely be getting it in the lipstick red and probably charcoal as well, just because I have a feeling I will love them. I'm just very interested. Obviously, it's like nothing is like actually having them. So we will see how that goes once I do get them. But that is the 101 on the Miracle Seamless leggings. And those are going to be, like I said, the highest compression legging. And I can only assume it's due to the compression that you're going to get in the waist, but also under the glute there. Next up on the compression chart, we have the contour leggings. Now we've seen the contour leggings before, but this time it is without the pockets. This one is made of the newbie fabric, which is a little bit more compressive than the butter fabric. I wouldn't say these are like crazy compressive by any means, especially when you go from like the Miracle Seamless to the contour. It's definitely just like different in a sense. But based on like just the way that it's designed and everything like that, definitely gives you a little bit more like support. Everyone's going to feel a little bit differently as to whether or not this is like the second compression in the queue. I think it just really depends on like the way that you look at fabrics and what like is compressive to you. I would say, given that this is a high rise, given that it does have the contour detailing, which just adds a little bit more structure to the legging, and overall with newbie just being a little bit more compressive in general, again, versus butter, I think that's kind of why it like lies where it is here. And so excited to have the contour leggings without the pocket, especially if you're someone who maybe doesn't love pockets. And I just love the contour leggings in general, just the way that the seams are, quite frankly, contours the legs really nicely. So do love that a lot. We will be seeing it in 3 different colors. We have black, guava, and the limon pepino. I always want to say it like that because I feel like if I say it otherwise, it just doesn't sound right. But yeah, she does have like a light to medium compression as well. I think the reason that like, even though you'd assume like seamless is like the most compressive, it does give a little bit more stretch and forgiveness. And so I think that's why it's not like the highest compression. Like for example, Form Seamless isn't the most compressive between contour and Form Seamless. And I think it's because, yeah, like while certain areas are compressive, like I said, the waistband and like putting it on might seem a little bit compressive, the actual like fabric itself is like quite stretchy. Where like newbie, you only have so much stretch, where like seamless, you definitely have a lot more stretch, if that makes sense. So just kind of take this whole like legging compression diagram lightly, I guess, because I think it just really depends on like, again, what that means to you. So anyways, contour legging, very much the same design as we saw with the contour pocket. I feel like it fit very similar to the contour pocket as well. I think with the pocket, like that's just like another layer and like another like layer of compression as well. So you might find that it doesn't feel as like tight on the sides there where you ideally have the pockets, since we don't have the pockets in this one. But otherwise, I felt like it fit very, very similar to what all of my newbie leggings kind of feel like, just given that there's just like different seams everywhere. That's going to give you that bit of a different structure and different like compression in different areas. And for me, my preferred sizing in the contour pocket legging is my usual small. And as I mentioned earlier, when it comes to the colors, like all of these lighter colors are definitely like not the most like squat proof situation. So I think it's going to really come down to your like comfortability of like how light of a bottom that you like to go to the gym in. So just keep that in mind, is that it's going to really be dependent on the person. Next, we have the tried and true Legacy leggings, and we're actually only seeing her in one color. And this one really blew my mind because I feel like we always see Legacy leggings in multiple colors. But again, like to what I was saying earlier, when it comes to the colors, I think they added certain pieces in certain colors based on like what's going to be complementary to the lighter ones. So in the Legacy leggings, we're actually only going to be seeing them in Barista Blue, and that is going to be very complementary to something like this. The Bubbles Blue does go nicely with the Barista Blue. It's a very complementary kind of like darker and lighter color. No differences there. As always, the Legacy leggings are always ultra high rise, which is personally my favorite. So while I do love all of the other leggings that are coming out, like anything that is ultra high rise, I am there. And again, as I've said in various videos in the past, I think the rise is going to very much depend on your like body and like what is your preference and what's your comfortability of like how high it comes up on you. Like, yes, the ultra high rise comes like super high on me, and it like almost looks like a one piece when I put it against like some bras, but it's what really like just makes me feel like really good and like secured, which is very different for everyone, which is the nice thing is though, like if it's something is like ultra high rise, you can easily like fold it down and stuff like that. But the Legacy legging is forever just like one of my favorites. I did not opt in for it for this time just because I wasn't like, oh my God, I need Barista Blue. If it was in Guava, different situation. But yeah, the Legacy leggings will be an option, but only in Barista Blue. And something that a lot of people have been noting is they're feeling like the Nubri fabric is feeling like a little bit extra soft. I do agree with this because I do feel like to the touch, it feels almost as soft as butter. I haven't personally found that the compression is a little bit different. I know some people are noticing that. I think it also depends on the color and everything. So I feel like a lot of people are starting to see a little bit of a shift in the Nubri fabric, being a little bit less compressive. Definitely not as like light compression as butter, for example. Like butter is like very, very like light compression. And like that one I do find like even in these aggressive scrunch leggings that I'm wearing right now, like I find that the rolling is a little bit more like easier to like happen on me in this fabric and stuff like that. And like camel toe is a little bit more prone in the lighter compression fabric as well. So I don't feel like whatever changes that are happening in the Nubri fabric due to manufacturing or due to whatever, I don't feel is like where it's like too close to butter, for example, but I do want to like make it aware that like some people are finding that it is feeling like just slightly different. I do agree that in the last, recent launches, I would say maybe the last like 4 launches per se, the Nubri does feel so freaking soft right out of the package. Over time, as you're washing it, like obviously it's not like nearly as soft, but it's still soft. But just in general, the Nubri fabric is softening a little bit, which is having people find that the compression isn't quite as the same as like the original Nubri. I've said this before in other videos, like that just kind of happens sometimes over time with manufacturers and everything like that. And it's not necessarily something that is like intentional. I think also too with colors, you're going to find a different compression in the same fabric. So just something to keep in mind. I still love the Nubri fabric. It's still one, like my favorite fabric is Nubri. So even though it is changing ever so slightly, I don't feel like it's something that's like drastically changing like my sizing, how I feel about the fabric or anything like that. It's just something more to note so that when you guys get your packages and you like feel it and like try things on yourself, you're not like, oh, like I wish someone mentioned this to me. So that's kind of why I'm putting that out there. But again, it's not enough of a difference for me to be like, oh, I'm going to change my sizing or I change my way of like how I feel about the Nubri fabric or anything like that. Basically, it's not that deep for me yet because I feel like I'm talking about fabrics and colors like it's like a really, really big thing in like a relationship or something like that. So just want to let you know that's what myself and a few others are noticing, some more than others, but just want to put it out there. All right, the Form seamless leggings. I, for some reason, felt like this was going to be my like first time ever seeing Form seamless, but like we've actually seen it come out during the summer sale. Now the problem with that is it took forever for it to get to me. So I actually got my Juicy package and the Form seamless like mini capsule that came out during the summer sale all at the same time. So it was like all new to me. So the Form seamless legging from this Juicy collection was actually the first time I actually tried it. And then I did end up trying the Form seamless collection, like mini capsule that came out in the summer, and it put 2 and 2 together that it's literally the same legging. So anyways, Form seamless legging, we have technically seen her before in the summer sale capsule that just came out, and we're seeing her in a few more colors this collection, including this beautiful honeydew ombre situation. And let me tell you, when you pair that legging with this top, you just feel like, damn, love this outfit so, so much. And overall, because I haven't given like a formal review on the Form seamless legging, I really, really love this seamless legging. I think that seamless collections or seamless pieces, I should say, in Buff Bunny collection is getting better and better. Do in general, like when you compare Form seamless, BBL seamless, Shape seamless, I do love the Form ones the best overall. Given the rise, given that there's no camel toe, that's like a big one for me. Given the little detailing in the like waist area and the side of the glutes, like I love that little like side glute situation happening. I like that it's subtle and it's been given to us based on like just the piping happening versus like a color versus, like just like a thinner area or anything like we've seen with like the under glute lines on like the BBL. And so I think that the Form seamless are like one of my favorites. Again, I think just like with everything is going to be so dependent on the individual and like what you like, what you're looking for, what fits best for your body and like based on your torso and everything like that, like the compression you want. But overall, the Form seamless leggings are made of the Shape seamless. So it is technically literally the same as the Shape seamless legging that we've seen in previous like recent launches. But given just like the kind of design of it. And what that is in like the actual terms, like the things that I like from the Form Seamless is that corset lines to define the waist. So you'll see a picture up here with like the waistband. Like I really, really love this detail. And I think it makes such a significant difference in the way that like the leggings look on the body. So I really do like the Form Seamless if you haven't caught that already. And it is a sweat wicking, which is really nice. So like I will gravitate towards seamless in general when it comes to like my running and everything like that, or times where I'm going to be really sweaty just because it is quite sweat wicking. Obviously with the lighter colors, when it comes to seamless, like when it gets wet, it will like be a little bit more sheer. So just keep that in mind as well. If you're like, yeah, I can definitely do guava, I can definitely do honeydew in the seamless, but like I'm going to sweat, just be mindful of that. Like it's already like a lighter color that could be a little bit more sheer. However, when you add sweat to that or any moisture in general or wet, it will sheer out even more, or like it'll just be a little bit more apparent. So just be mindful of that. The nice thing is with the Form Seamless, we are going to be seeing some other colors as well. We're going to be seeing black, we're going to see cold brew, we're going to see lipstick red, we're going to see guava, limon pepino, and then, like I said, the honeydew ombre as well. And so definitely one of my favorite leggings of this collection is going to be the Form Seamless legging. If that's not obvious already, I do love my size small as well. And something that I found when I tried the Form Seamless from the summer collection or from the summer situation, going up in a medium caused a lot of extra fabric in the crotch, which I don't love when it comes to seamless because it just makes it very, very obvious to like accentuate like the Barbie crotch a little bit more. So I do like the small overall when it comes to the Form Seamless legging. So I do recommend that you guys stay true to size because that is my true size. I will note that these also are a little bit shorter. These are 24-inch inseams, so just be mindful of that. Sorry for my taller ladies, but just be mindful of that in general, that the Form Seamless leggings does have that inseam. Other than that, I had no other things to say about the Form Seamless other than, as you guys already know, I do love them. And again, my reaction when I paired the leggings with this bra, I was like, wow, wow, wow. I feel so good. Okay, like so good. On to the aggressive scrunch leggings, which are the ones that I'm sitting in right now. As I mentioned earlier, I love the aggressive scrunch. I think they've made such great changes in them since they first came out. When they first came out, we had some issues in regards to the rise, the camel toe situation, the scrunch, and like the placement of the back. And I would say based on comparing it to the most recent time that we've seen the aggressive scrunch, they are the exact same. Same thing like what I mentioned earlier, the butter fabric is a lot lighter of a fabric when it comes to the compression. So I feel like you're more prone to the camel toe, you're more prone to the rolling in the waistband, and like just overall, like I love the naked and like light feeling of it. However, like again, it comes with those like cons of it, I guess you could say. Like definitely when I'm wearing like the aggressive scrunch, I'm like, okay, I kind of want to wear something that's like a bit longer where it'll cover my crotch or like cover my belly a bit more, because like I know that I'm going to encounter all those things given my body. Like being short torso and just carrying all my body fat in my midsection, like I'm just naturally prone to that already. I get it in my new pieces and stuff like that, but I feel like because there's that lack of compression there, it does just like roll a lot more than like when I have the new brie. Once I kind of like adjust it a little bit, then it kind of stays in place and like we're good to go. So that's just something to keep in mind if you've never tried butter leggings in general. I still love the scrunch. I still think that like the overall design of the aggressive scrunch is like beautiful. If we had this in like an ultra high rise, maybe I'd feel a little bit more differently and like want to like sway more towards the aggressive scrunch legging over like, you know, the contour legging or the legacy leggings or whatever that might be that are more in the new brie. But overall, like if you're someone who loves that like super buttery, light, naked feeling kind of fabric, you'll love the butter. Now I will say they do stay like decently well, like when I like ran in them and stuff like that, but like the sweat wicking isn't there. And like, again, the rolling is a little bit there. And like just the moving of it a lot is there, like because they're not really meant for that. Like they're more meant for like strength training, yoga, lifestyle. But like I wanted to see what it was like, and like they were great, like they were fine overall. But they're not like the most optimal choice, I guess you could say. So like just with like any fabric really, like yes, you could do that, but it's like, is it going to be the best option with like what you are looking for in, you know, said piece doing whatever activity you're doing? I usually gravitate towards the butter pieces, like these aggressive scrunch and stuff when I'm like hanging out at home, when I'm running errands. It's not my first thing that I reach for like when I'm running. Hit and miss, I'll reach for it when I'm lifting, depending like what I'm doing. So like, for example, I wouldn't do it for legs just because if I'm going to be constantly like bending over to do like pick things up and put them down and all that stuff, like I'm going to be annoyed that like my waistband is continuously rolling, and it's also going to make you like self-conscious about it. So that's just something that I like, I guess that's how I approach like deciding on like what I grab for, even though technically everything can be worn for like whatever you want, quite literally. So anyways, aggressive scrunch, I do do love them still just as much as I did the last time that we saw them. We're seeing them in 3 different colors. We're going to see them in Onyx Black, Venom, and the Limon Pepino. And this color definitely reminds me so much of the, I think it was Mojave Mint or Agave. It was in the Blooming collection that we saw like a green like this. I'll have to put it up on the screen, like the comparisons. Huge shout out to Teresa, Catherine, Bailey, Kara for all the color comparisons, because girl, you guys go to work on this. And so thank you guys so much. I have them credited in my PDF accordingly, crediting them right now that all of those color comparisons is all them. So thank you, because goddamn, that's a lot of work. Okay. And like, we are all about working smarter, not harder. And so these wonderful ladies have given me the permission to use them in my PDF and my videos, because they've already put in the incredible work to put these color comparisons together. But anyways, that is what this Limon Pepino reminds me of. And so in general, when it goes back to the actual aggressive scrunch legging itself, we have the elastic sewn in like scrunch situation happening in the back. We have the high rise. We have a very soft like front waist situation happening in the front, and they are 26 inches. And like I said, they are more of a lighter compression due to the fabric that it is made out of. Now, a new aggressive scrunch has entered the chat, and that is aggressive scrunch flare leggings. I was so excited to see that the aggressive scrunch were coming in a flare, because I feel like we're all in our flare era and we're always all about seeing some new flares come into the chat. And so the fact that we get the flare with the little scrunch situation happening on the booty, like, could not be more perfect. However, I will be honest and say that I thought they were going to be my new like all-time favorite flare, but the contour flare still wins for me. And I think it's because of the compression that I get from it, and just the way that, like, again, like I was saying earlier with the contour leggings not having the pocket, the contour pocket flares give a little bit more of a shaping to me, I guess you could say. And that's why I do still love them the most out of all the flares that we've seen. There is the Foxy flare, there is the contour pocket flare. I feel like there's one more, but the contour pocket flare is still my favorite. And I really thought the aggressive scrunch were going to be my new favorite. But I don't know, something about the other ones is just still my all-time fave. Definitely do love the aggressive scrunch. So if you're someone who like loves the aggressive scrunch leggings or shorts because of what it does to the booty, but you wanted them in flares, like, this is going to be your go-to, because now we have them in flares, and we have them in the beautiful lipstick red, onyx black, and cold brew. And the inseams, there is 3 different inseams that you guys can see in this, and this is short, regular, and tall, and all of the actual measurements will be here on the screen. And so I think I need to go back to going to short, because I think I forget that they've updated this like a long time ago, because I have all regulars and they're just way too long for me, even with my like platform Crocs. So I think I need to go back to short because they're just too long. And then I love that they've updated the like calf opening. They did this earlier this year. I can't remember which launch exactly, but they updated this earlier this year, and it's made like such a huge difference for having like bigger calves. So definitely something to keep in mind. Like, they did make these updates a while ago, so like don't forget that when you're like shopping, basically, because I forget all the time, and then I get them and I'm like, oh shit. But yeah, do love having a different version of a flare legging now in my collection. On to the shorts. We only have 2 shorts coming out in this collection, and that is the aggressive scrunch short, which is 7 inches, as well as the Rebel shorts, which I feel like it's been a minute since you've seen the Rebel shorts. Now, when it comes to compression, it's quite obvious that the Rebel shorts are going to be the most compressive, given that they are made of an eco poly spandex polyester blend, where the aggressive scrunch short will be made of, just like what we talked about, the butter fabric. So first, let's talk about the Rebel shorts. Like I said, we have not seen her in a minute, and it's in this stunning pink holograph fabric. It is just so pretty. Like, literally, when you guys see me wearing this against the light, like, there's just nothing quite like it. It is just so unique, and I am just so obsessed with it. Like, the minute I saw it, the minute I put it on, just even now, I just love it so freaking much. So if you guys like pink, if you guys liked the like shiny situation, but you weren't quite into like the more like mood rings like holograph situation, you guys will love this pink holographic just as much as I do, and can't stop talking about it. It's kind of reminding me of like, I'm honestly surprised we did not name it like pink lemonade or something like that, because it is like perfectly like a light pink that in my head right away I think of like pink lemonade. But anyways, when it comes to the Rebel shorts, because it is made of this eco poly blend, I find that it's very, very similar to, say, Elysium, and definitely is giving you that compression that you would expect from a performance fabric. So these, for example, are perfect for those sweat wicking sports, such as, you know, your girl being in her running era. But the only problem is that the bra isn't quite good for me running, given I'm BTC, not the fabric, but just given that I'm BTC and I'm a double bra girl, but I'll get to that point when I talk about the matching top. But the shorts themselves are perfect if you are looking for something that is going to be sweat wicking and more of that performance fabric situation. It has the beautiful V waistband that we've seen in the Rebel shorts before, and it also has the curved glute seam detail as well. What I love about these is that I find that in previous Rebel shorts, like, you know, comparing it to like the black leopard print or anything like that, I always had a little bit of an issue with like camel toe a little bit, but I think that's because we've just seen the material of the actual design short different over time. So I will say for these pink holographics, I felt really good. I felt fine, no camel toe, anything like that. And so I have nothing but incredible things to say. And I love that it's a 6-inch short too. And it's just this eco poly fabric is definitely one of my favorite like performance ones that I've seen in a minute. Like I said, I feel like when you're comparing like Elysium, this like poly, this like all the different like performance fabrics, like they're so similar to one another. And I feel like we don't see them enough that like it's as like of a distinct difference, like, you know, butter and Newbury and stuff like that. So I always like to just kind of like have them all under the same category of like performance. So yeah, eco poly, we love her. Great compression, great performance, pink holographic, love it so much. And the length is so perfect too for running. I find that sometimes the too long rolls up a lot, the too short definitely rides up too much. So this like 6-inch, 7-inch is like really, really a perfect length, especially if you find that you're like just moving your legs a lot and you find that it rolls just a little bit. It's not even that it like rolls, I think it just inches up, but like in my head, like, is that necessarily a bad thing or something that like you can prevent? Like, not really, like you're moving, you know? So I'm just like, I don't know. In my opinion, I don't pay too much attention to that. Like sometimes it's very obvious and it's like rolling or sausaging, and I will tell you guys that, but I don't feel like the Rebel shorts did anything that was like, you know? So I feel Rebel shorts, perfect, love them. Would love to see this pink holographic. And like I said, more pieces, like maybe a legging, maybe a jacket, you know, just saying. Now, the only other short in this collection, and that would be the aggressive scrunch short in a 7-inch inseam. Although they are 7 inches, I don't feel like they're like too long. I think they're a perfect like biker short length if you're looking for something like that. So slightly longer than the Rebel ones, but not like too long where it's like, I don't know if you guys remember seeing like the 8-inch ones, I think it was, or like, was it 9? It was like quite long. It was like from the 70s collection, I think. It's not that long, so definitely like a perfect length, I would say. And like, honestly, what I've been doing with some shorts that like are feeling a bit too long, I just scrunch them up a little bit, and I've been fine doing it that way. Some people will like that, some people won't because of the bunching of the fabric. But that's just something that I've been doing. Now, not much to touch on the aggressive scrunch shorts, just because it's literally the same top as the aggressive scrunch leggings, aggressive scrunch flares. It's just that these ones are for sure in the butter fabric. And like I said, they are a short. Now we're gonna go into the sports bras, and we'll kick things off with the matching Revolution halter crop V2 that goes with the Rebel shorts that I was just talking about. Love her. Absolutely love her. Okay. Like the fact that we get it in this like eco poly fabric, so you get a little bit more compression. Pink holographic for like the 100th time in this video, love. And then I find that you actually get a little bit more coverage than the Newbury fabric Revolution crops tops. And I really, really do like that, because the problems that I was having with the Newbury Revolution crop was that they just didn't want to like hold up as well. And I found that like I was adjusting them a lot. Love them still, like, you know, like time and a place for them. But I do like how these ones just give us a little bit more support, which makes sense because it is made of a different fabric. And then also I just feel like overall you get like a little bit more coverage, but that might just be because there's a bit more structure, because it does have that shelf bra, naturally it's going to have more structure than say a Newbury one. So I think that just naturally makes me feel like I get more coverage, I get more support in general. I'll have a photo in the free PDF down below for more comparison photos, and then I'll also throw some on the screen as well. But if you guys want more of the nitty gritty of the comparison images, you guys can see them in the free PDF. But Overall, very, very happy to see a V2 version of the Revolution halter crop. It'll be interesting if we see more colors in the future, especially if people do want to work out in a halter top, but like maybe the newbie just isn't supportive enough. So yeah, I think this is a really great thing that they did with this, given that like halter tops are a vibe, but sometimes you just need a little bit more support and just like a more sweat wicking fabric sometimes, especially if you want to wear them to work out. Now, the only thing that ever bothers some of this is that I can't wear my matching shorts and bra when I go running, because this bra, yes, it is high compression, it is good support, but just with me with running, I always have to wear two bras. Like, it doesn't really matter any bra I'm wearing. I'm always wearing two bras. Just given being a part of the bigger titty committee and like what the bounciness of running does to you, I just have to wear two bras. So like, there's just no way that I can get away with it. Now, if I were just going to the gym, you know, doing any sort of lifting or Stairmaster, anything that where I'm not like jumping a lot, absolutely, I would wear this Revolution halter crop top as well as the Rebel shorts and feel really, really good compression wise and sweat wicking wise and everything like that. So I would say for the itty bitty titty committee or those who aren't as big or busted as I am, I definitely can see full confidence this being a great overall outfit and bra to support you, give you coverage, and also still give you that like sexy vibe of having like a halter top. So definitely one of my top fave outfits, hands down, in this collection. Another oldie but a goodie that is coming back again in only one color is the Alpha Sports Bra. We will be seeing her in Barista Blue. So that is something that you could have a monochromatic, you know, matching moment with the Legacy leggings. Or again, you compare that with the seamless honeydew ombre if you wanted to. And I mean, everybody loves the Alpha bra. Well, I mean, not everybody, but a lot of people do love the Alpha bra. So I think it's great that they chose a bra that is like a majority fan favorite, I guess you could say. But overall, I don't see why you can't use any of your other Barista Blue pieces from previous collections with any of these pieces. But if you guys wanted something new, then you guys can definitely go ahead with the Alpha Sports Bra. I personally do love the Alpha Sports Bra, the open back, the deeper plunge, the longer line. It is always going to be a all-time favorite for many different people. And so, yeah, you guys can expect to see that. No changes noted there on the Alpha Sports Bra either. That one is also something that they are deeming as like another option for the bigger titty committee. Bigger titty committee, we do not need to get too into it, but I know that some of you guys would disagree with that and all the things, but there are options for the bigger titty committee. Even if it's not a specific one to us, there are options for us in this collection to give us that bit of support or that bit of coverage or that little bit of in between of the two. So just want to make sure I put that out there, because like even like the Revolution crop V2, like I feel like that is bigger titty approved, even if it's not necessarily like a bigger titty committee bra all together. You know, as always, there's like some things that we can like give and take from some pieces. Some things it's like an absolute no, but I would say there's like a good variety of like, I can make this work, you know? So Candy Wrap Sports Bra, another one that we're seeing, always a good staple that they put in there that is going to accommodate the bigger titty committee and just like those who want more coverage in general in a bra. We're going to be seeing her in 4 of the beautiful colors that we're seeing in this collection, which is that lipstick red, the honeydew, the blue bubbles, guava. No changes there in the candy wrap. So if you guys love the candy wrap and you guys wanted some of the colors from this collection to match some of the other pieces that you'll be getting, you guys can expect that in this collection. This is again kind of where I see like the sports bra compression chain a little bit weird in my eyes, but we're just gonna go with it based on, you know, what's being shared. So apparently the plunge bra is next up on the compression chart. I don't personally have the plunge seamless bra, so I can't really like attest to that either way. Like it's definitely gonna look like more of like a bralette to me, just given like the design of it, the deep plunge of it, knowing that the shape seamless is the way that it is. But this one is like a very deep neckline. It kind of reminds me of like the boyfriend bra a little bit, just like slightly different of a design. And then it does have the adjustable back. I will say Teresa and Kara did say that for them, it was like, you know, a good bra, but the straps really did like start to bug them. And that is my issue that I have sometimes with spaghetti strap bras, as I've mentioned in the past. So this plunge seamless, I just knew like wasn't going to be for me. And like, I can only have so many bras that I just wear under like shirts or hoodies. So I personally just decided to opt out for it. It is a shorter line bra as well, but it is going to be another one of those options that you could wear and pair with any of the seamless pieces. So the plunge seamless sports bra is technically next up in the queue of compression. Overall, it is a light to medium support bra, and most definitely more for the itty bitty titty committee than it is for the bigger titty committee. Next is this Wonder seamless bra that I'm wearing right now. I was so confused by how much I loved this bra the minute I put it on. And it's not necessarily like the support, because I like wasn't expecting anything support wise. Like it's very much like a light support bra, but the coverage, the coverage is absolutely crazy to me. Like I will say she definitely makes my bust look like bigger than it is because of like the ruching. Like that just naturally like accentuates the curves, the bust, everything like that. But the coverage, like you guys can see it here, like usually with these halter top situations, and I specifically think about the Foxy one, you know, I usually have a lot to say about like the coverage happening right here, but this Wonder Seamless is just so good. Like we have a great amount of height. We have a great amount of coverage like on the side boob. I'm really, really, really happy with the coverage of this bra. I like cannot emphasize that more. And I love that I can comfortably wear it in this style, because as you guys know, sometimes there's certain styles that we can't do in the bigger titty committee comfortably. And I think that they did a really good job in this. I can also do it on one side. I can also do it straight up and it feels fine. We love that we have the adjustable straps as always. There's actually so many adjustable straps in this collection, which I appreciate so damn much, whether it's a bra that works for me or not. I just love adjustability features. So yeah, this Wonder Seamless, I honestly think I'm gonna get it in the other two colors, because then that way I can pair it with any other seamless pieces I have, because there are such staple colors like Onyx Black and Guava. Absolutely. Like I'm obviously gonna get the Form Seamless in Guava because I said bury me in guava. But yeah, the Wonder Seamless sports bra really, really, really took me by surprise. And even like the ruching, like I know I've said it in the past, I'm like, I'm kind of over the ruching, but like something about the way that they designed this bra in general, I'm like, yes. So just love it so, so much. It does have removable pads as well, which you guys can take in and out. As many of us have expressed, some of us just like ditch the boob pads in general and just do like sticky. There's these bigger ones that you can use versus like the small little pedal ones that are like actually emphasize, I think, the areola. So I actually posted this, I think like last month or something like that, about the nipple covers that I like to use. They're like, again, bigger. They're probably about the same size as like your boob pad, but I find that that is like a little bit more seamless than like the small ones that just cover the areola. So I highly recommend that if you guys are just sick of like boob pads in general, but you're like, I also don't need you to see the color of my nip, nor do I like the nippage happening. Highly, highly recommend the like a silicone adhesive ones instead, as those are just like, you can never go wrong, you know? So anyways, the Wonder Seamless Sports Bra, comfortable in so many ways. Even wearing this like this for a while now, I still feel fine. And again, there is that adjustability. I love that I can wear it in all the different styles. And I just love the coverage. In case you guys have not heard me say it enough today, I am so obsessed with the coverage. So really, really good job, team, on this one, especially for the bigger titty committee, because I very, very much thought it was only going to be for the itty bitty titty committee, but I can happily say bigger titty committee approved. Okay. Next up, we have the Curve Sports Bra. We have seen time and time over and over again. However, we'll be seeing it in all the beautiful colors of this collection. The Curve design in general, which we'll see in the new long sleeve coming out as well. That one is just a risky thing in general, especially for those who have the boobies, because there's like nothing to really like this, for example, has the elastic at the bottom, right? So that like keeps it down. The Curve, on the other hand, has like a little bit of a seam, but that's not necessarily enough to like lock it in under the boobs kind of thing. So like when you're raising your hands or anything like that, you want to be a little bit mindful. So like even with the sports bra, even with the long sleeve that I'll talk about later, like it's just something that you have to expect with this top. But I will give it its credit that even considering how much it doesn't have on the underneath, it does a decent job at like kind of staying in place. It's just that like if you were to do back and like you were to grab for the lat pull down, or if you were to like bend over and like do a row, like there's a chance that you're gonna see a little bit of side boob, under boob, whatever that is. Like even when I was wearing the long sleeve, we were literally like doing like karaoke and I was like singing with like my hands up, and like my under boob definitely was popping out when I didn't even realize it. So that's the only thing to keep in mind with like these whole curve bras in general. Like love the design, it's beautiful. But when you are on the bigger titty committee side, or even just like a fuller cup in general, especially on like the bottom part of your boob, it's just something to be mindful. And especially if you have that projection, something to be mindful that like it definitely can come out a lot easier in these tops. I will say there is no bust pads in this. Again, I know that they had removed these a while ago from the curve tops in general. So there is no boob pads in these ones again. So again, going to what I was just talking about with the silicone covers, I would just use those instead. Twisted halter sports bra. As you guys know, I'm kind of tapping out on the whole twisted bra situation because for me, it's just no matter which one, I am just so high risk of my nips popping out. And so they have very much all become like more of like an at-home under the sweater thing. And like I was saying earlier with the plunge, like I can only need so many of those. So I personally opted out of the Twisted Halter sports bra, and based on what I can see, it looks like the knot is a little bit smaller in the front than we've seen in other ones. And it's sort of like a twist than anything versus like, I am gonna have to ask someone else about this one if it like twists out to be like, I don't know if you guys know this of the other bras, but like some of them, like the twist is already there or like there's a knot there, where some it's like you have to actually twist the bra to get the twist. So I'm gonna get some clarification around that on this one because I personally did not get it. I love seeing peach rings back. She's such a stunning color. I actually wish we saw more things in peach rings just because I feel like that was like such a hot in demand color from when we first saw it in Felicia's collab. But I feel like we haven't seen much of her. And now that I'm like sitting here talking about it, we actually didn't see her very much at all in this collection, even though it was listed as well in the colors. So anyways, it is like a halter style twisted bra. So I think especially for the itty bitty titty community, it's gonna look so good on you guys. I believe something that Bailey was mentioning is that it's a bit more narrow. So if you have a bit more of a narrow chest, you don't have to worry so much about like it being too wide, which again is like causing a lot of nip slips. So I think it's a little bit more narrow to fit those who have a little bit more of a narrow chest, which means only good things for the wider chest too. Like it'll be fine for us as well. I definitely fall into the category of like a wider chest situation. So yeah, it's basically like your twisted bra in the front with a halter top and then just like a straight back. So definitely a great option for those who want a halter and love the twist situation happening in the front. This one is also made of butter, so it's gonna be that really, really soft, light support as well. Bandeaus. When was the last time we saw a fuller length bandeau, or I guess more crop top situation? I think it's been since like the Bossy collection. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I think the one that came out that was like an air knit one, that was just more of like a smaller one. Like this one's actually like a fuller length one. And I love to see her because I love tube tops, but I don't really love the like bandeau, like the just like literally the smaller height ones. I like the more fuller length, even if it's like a 3/4 length on me. And so when I saw that the butter bandeau crop was the way that it was, I'm like, yes, yes, yes. It does have a built-in shelf liner, which actually I don't mind. And I've been noticing that recently, that with a lot of the shelf liners coming out, I haven't been minding them, where in the past I did. So I don't know if that's just a change in the way that they are, or a proper sizing, or I don't know what it is, but I don't mind it. So I do like that the butter one does have that. It also does have a strap that you can detach, which is really nice. So that can give you just some extra support in keeping it up. I personally did not find that I needed that for the butter bandeau one. I felt like it stayed in place really, really well because it actually has these little silicone things at the top of it. A little grip situation, I guess you could say, which does a really good job at literally doing what it's supposed to, and that is keeping it in place. I wish the loop for the butter bandeau was the same as the Newbury one. So notice how this one is like the same fabric as the actual bandeau. So it makes it really easy to just slip the hook in just like that, especially because you have to think there is silicone behind this as well. So that does make it a little bit hard to like glide in smoothly. So on the flip side though, this bandeau here has the ribbon loops here, and as you can see, mine is starting to fray just because I was having some difficulties getting mine in, because as I said, there is that silicone behind the ribbon as it is, and then this material in general just allows it so easy for this hook to catch on. So you'll see, let me just make sure this is the right way so that once I get it on, like we're good to go. But you'll see as I try to get it on, it can get stuck like that if I'm not like directly straight and feeding it through. So you have to just be like really careful, and I'm almost like pressing down into the silicone as I'm going through. But as you can see, like there is like some risk in that as you do this over and over and over again. So I just wish that we could see this, so like the same material as the bandeau essentially on the loop part, and then it'd be all good to go. But yeah, I was putting it on while I was wearing it, and that's probably not the best way to do it. And so I was feeding through here many times. Like you can kind of see all the places that I like lifted the hook, but I just wanted to share that because I do think that's something important. And like the technique, I guess the proper technique to do it is to like have it off and then to press this part into the silicone as you're feeding it through. And again, I just love how like we can make it like a halter, you can make it a tube top, given that you do have that strap. Now this one, A lot of people are saying that they wouldn't wear it to work out, but like I actually would wear this one to work out because it is fuller length. Yes, I definitely see it more as like a lifestyle, but I think because it like holds up so well, it is fuller length, so I don't feel like I'm so out there. Because like already being strapless, like you feel like just very out there. Like even this, like it's just like so much of like my upper body. I feel like I'd feel good in it, but I think it's gonna just depend on your like comfortability overall. Like I said, I would rather wear this one than the Newbury one, just given that it's fuller length. But I am absolutely going to be grabbing these in more colors because I just, again, I love a good tube top, and I still till this day wear the like bossy ones that came out like forever ago. And I just love how these ones have just a little bit more support overall. Like, I don't feel like I was adjusting it very often. And I think just in general, being like more topper heavy, it's naturally going to be something that I have to do. So like, I don't expect it to be like never have to touch it. But I do find that given like how good quality the little sticky situation inside is, I feel like I didn't have to adjust it nearly as much as I typically do with like other tube tops that I own from like other places. So I think that they did a really, really good job on this butter bandeau crop top. And like I said, I'm just makes my heart so happy to see that we finally have an updated one after all these years. Last but not least, when it comes to the sports bras, we have the adjustable Newbury one. So this Newbury one, I think overall the concept is great. Like the fact that they added the adjustable straps in the back, I think that was, again, you guys know me with my adjustable straps, love her so much. And I think what's so cool that there's two in the back is that people can adjust it to fit their rib cage, but then also be good enough for their lats. Because for me, I have wider lats, but they're obviously wider than my rib cage. And so I love how I can adjust the two straps to fit that accordingly. So like really, really allowing for like some customization there. And then it does have the grippy thing happening as well, which again keeps it holding up. Now I noticed with that though, I did go ahead with an extra large with this one because I was like thinking about giving myself a little bit more coverage height wise, but I find that the extra large is actually too big because what's happening is like that silicone isn't even staying on the inside. It's wanting to naturally flip out, where that's not happening with my butter ones because I have a size medium and a large, and those ones are like staying a lot more flush to my skin, where like this extra large is not. Now, I don't know if that's one, only just because of sizing, or if two, that's also because of the fact that this one does not have a liner in it. So again, kind of what I was going to like earlier about the structure, like maybe because it has less structure, it's just naturally more prone to that. So with that one, I actually wore the strap and like that felt a little bit better. But I think overall, like a large just would have been a lot better for me, just given that like it's clearly too big. But I do like, again, the concept of the adjustability aspect of it on the actual band itself. Then obviously the halter strap is always super helpful too. So I think this could definitely be like a great working out one for my itty bitty titty committee, like no question about it. I think again, it just comes down to like how comfortable you are because you are quite exposed, I guess you could say. I definitely see a lot more people wearing it again, like under a hoodie or something like that, and like just kind of giving a little bit of a vibe, or like putting a bolero over top would be good too, I think. So personally for me, this will be more of a lifestyle piece that I will probably wear a bolero over top, or I would wear under like a baggy hoodie and like wear it off the shoulder or something like that. I definitely will not wear it for working out because for me, I'd have to worry about like it falling and then also it coming out from the bottom. But I think again, the overall way that they designed it was really, really cool and I do love it. So that is everything on the adjustable Newbury, and that is everything on the sports bras in general. Speaking of bolero, we are going to go into the AirKnit bolero shrugs that you guys can expect in this collection. We've seen these shrugs a while ago and they were a hit already, and so the fact that we're seeing them in 5 new colors is amazing. I find that they fit the exact same as we've seen them in earlier collections this year, just with so many new colors. And I do have to say that I think my preferred size is the large, given that I just feel like it's less restricting here and I'm not having to like fix it as often. Given that my build of my shoulders and my broad back, I feel like the large is what's fitting me the best. While it might be a little loose in the arms, I feel like just overall, again, just the way that it like actually fits me is a lot better in the large than the medium. And I love the boleros and shrugs in general. You guys know I've loved even my Amazon ones before BUFFBUNNY came out with their own. And I just think it's such a great way to like, again, wear something like the tube tops, wear something like the curved pieces where like, yes, you're really out there, but you want to be just a little bit more covered. I think they're also great. Like I wore them for golfing the other day. So yeah, I think they're just a great accessory and they're like so light too. Like even when I went out, like out, I packed a little shrug in my bag because it was so easy to like put it in my little small purse. So I think they're just great in general to just like have like a jacket on hand that's like not too heavy. So really, really do love the shrugs. And there's just this AirKnit fabric is just so so soft, so light, and like truly air knit. So I do like them a lot. And I think these air knit shrugs are like such a fun way to like mix and match if you're not ready to like mix and match like bras and bottoms, but like you want to do like a monochromatic and then you want to throw something else on that's like a fun color. I think that's really cute. I did it with the guava outfit. I wore the curved bra and the aggressive shorts, and then I threw on a honeydew shrug, and I was like, wow, this is kind of cute. So I think it's a great way to like accessorize, basically, is how I kind of like to look at the shrugs. The long sleeve curve crops. Again, these were like one piece that I was so excited about, and I absolutely love them. I will say for the bigger titty committee, like I said earlier, like looking at this video here where I was recording myself as we were doing our like karaoke thing and I was like putting my hands up, like I did not realize how much you could see my under boob or my side boob in that moment. Like on my Zoom camera, it looked fine. But when I saw like the footage I took on my phone, I'm like, holy fuck, like people in front of me or beside me in person would be like, wow, okay, I'm like seeing like a lot of her boob. And I did extra large. So although it bugs the shit out of me how like loose the sleeves are on the long sleeve, there's no way I could go down to a large. I would just lose more coverage than I already don't have in the extra large. So I would say that these tops are more for the itty bitty titty committee. And I would say if you're in between, size up and just consciously know that you're going to have a lot of extra fabric in the sleeves. But it's just so wild to me because I never ever wear like an extra large in fitted tops at Buff Bunny collection, like ever. But this one specifically, like I have to. I contemplated maybe getting a large just to try it out, but I'm like, why would I do that when I already feel like I'm not getting enough coverage in the extra large? So that's the only thing that kind of sucks, is that like it just is so loose in the sleeves. But like I got over it and I still love them. I still wear them. But it's just like, yeah, that even like as a lifestyle piece, great. But like if you were to wear it working out, like just be mindful of like lifting your arms very much just like you would with the bra. Except with the top, I feel like you're a little bit more prone to more popping out because it's connected to the sleeve, which is connected to when you raise your arm, or a bra that's not connected to your arm. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like the domino effect isn't quite the same. So love the top. I think it's a beautiful design. I think it's a beautiful concept. I think just for like those who are, again, larger chested, have more projection, we're just a little bit more at risk of like some popping outage that like not everyone needs to see. So I do love it a lot. It's just something that I want you guys to keep in mind if you are on the same titty committee as your girl here. But like, she very much is still gonna wear them. She just very much knows and is aware that like what could happen, you know? So very similar to the bra, just add some sleeves, change it to like a little bit of a squircle neckline, because yes, squircle is a word. We confirmed that the first time I used the word squircle. But yeah, that's the only thing, is that it's just some things, but like overall, love the design. The last two tops that we have in this collection are the graphic tees. So we have the Juicy one as well as the Moves one. There's not much else to go over other than it's our usual graphic tee fabric. It's the graphic tee feel and vibes that we always get with our graphic tees and some of the collections that do include them. I personally opt out of them just because I have way more graphic tees than I need. But if you guys are into the graphic tee, I love that you guys can kind of like collect them per collection. It's kind of like collecting concert t-shirts or supplement t-shirts, or for me, I like to collect Chris's company t-shirts because they have one like pretty seasonally, and so like I use those for like going to bed or like as like a little pump cover kind of situation. So you guys have two to choose from this collection, and that is the Juicy Tee and the Moves one. And I think overall the sizing, as I always say, very much depends on your personal preference. If you guys want to oversize, if you want it fitted, or whatever you guys want to do. But yeah, we have two options there. I personally love the Juicy one more because the cherries, the juicy, just everything. And also, I don't know about you, but like anytime I say the word juicy, immediately Doja Cat comes to my head. And that's literally all I've been playing as I talk about this collection in just normal conversation. So thank you so much, Bailey. That is literally all that's on my mind. The Shape Seamless Bodysuit. Skims who? To be honest with you, like skims who? Because this is basically like shapewear, but in activewear, but without the like uncomfortability that shapewear can give you sometimes. I own a lot of Skims, like that's no secret. And sometimes it feels a little bit uncomfortable to be snatching me the way that it does. And like, I don't love that. But this bodysuit, when I put it on, I posted this story like immediately and I was like, can we all watch my body right now? Because the way that my waist just like came in like this, and the way that my hips look like it was like this, even though we very much know my body doesn't always look like that unless I'm like posing a certain way and all that stuff. I'm like, wow, this shape bodysuit is just something else. And the way that it felt comfortable still was like, okay. I will say that it does have a double layer in the waist situation, so it is quite compressive. So for me, this is kind of how I'm envisioning the Miracle leggings being, is that like it's going to be very compressive underneath there, very much like how this midsection is on this bodysuit. Now, it was a little bit of a thing to like get it over my hips and then onto my waist, but once it was on my waist though, it was all good, and like it was compressing the whole time. So I just did go ahead and like sit wearing it for a little bit, and you definitely can feel it a little bit like kind of settle into like your natural creases in your stomach. But it's not like super uncomfortable. Like it's just as if you were to be wearing, like I said, like a shapewear or something that's like ultra compressive, like even leggings, like when they're like high compressive in the waistband, like I'm sure you feel a little bit of like, ooh, let me like readjust this because it's like digging in a little bit. Kind of the same idea with this bodysuit, but like overall, it is just like such an incredible bodysuit that I have not had before. It's kind of like what they were trying to do with the corset, I feel, but like they didn't quite hit it as well with the bonding, but like with this seamless, they nailed it with like what they were trying to do with the waist. So I think if that is something like you're kind of looking for, whether you wear that alone, whether you wear that as a layering piece, like you could throw on like one of those like button down shirts, you can throw on like a bolero, like there's so many different things that you can do with this shape seamless, but I do want to make it like very like out there that you do feel like you're in like a shapewear bodysuit situation. Like I am very comfortable in all of my bodysuits. I don't care if people think I'm wrestling. I don't care if people think like, what is she wearing? Like just bodysuits are my thing. So like I'm very confident in that even though this does kind of look like a shapewear bodysuit, like I would very much wear it on its own without anything and feel just fine. Like throw on some high socks, some sneakers, and like a cute purse and some sunglasses and a slick bun. I'm there. So I'm very much getting this in the lipstick red as well because I just love it so freaking much. But that's just something to like be aware for you guys. And there is removable bust pads as well. One thing that I did feel about the top in general, I feel like it was very wide, like the straps came out all the way here. And then I feel like it was like a bit of a lower cut for me for sure. But I just felt like there was like so much like chest space for me. I didn't find that I was like having to adjust the straps a lot, but I did find that they were like quite wide open. So I feel like if they could bring it in just a little bit, like I would love them. I'd love it even more just because I felt like it was just so out here and just kind of emphasized how wide of a chest I had. So it's the only thing. Other than that, it was so good of a bodysuit, and I very much do love her. Like I said, I'm getting more colors actually because it is so like double layered, and it is going to settle into like whatever natural creases you have. You will find kind of like some things like kind of fold a little bit, like it's not going to stay super smooth, and I think it's going to depend too on your torso, because that's the other thing you have to think of too, is like they're accommodating the shorter torsos, the longer torsos, the in between torsos, and so I think some of us will find some extra fabric a little bit, some of us won't. But I again, when comparing what they were trying to do with the corset one versus this one, like they just really nailed it with the seamless. And this shape seamless in general is just a very comfortable seamless. It's stretchy, it's light, it gives you the compression where they wanted it to be, with whatever mechanics they did there. So I think just overall, it's a great, like I said, bodysuit, piece, design, everything like that. And those are really like the most important things for me to like highlight to you guys in considering this like bodysuit, is just that, yeah, like I said, like it's not gonna be like super smooth and perfect all the time in the midsection. But I didn't feel like I had extra anything anywhere. I just think naturally, given that it's supposed to accommodate various body sizes and shapes and lengths, that's just kind of like where the cookie crumbles, if you will. And like, seeing the top, again, I think that's why it very much reminds me of shapewears, because that's literally like how like the Skims one is where it's kind of like this, where it like kind of has like that one line here and then it kind of like outlines the cups a little bit. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how more you would change that to make it look less shapewear, like maybe not having that thing there and it'd just be that, but then it'd just be like line, and then legs, you know, so that would kind of look weird. But overall, the bodysuit, I love her. But I just want to make sure that you guys know what to kind of expect from this. But like, holy fuck, did she waist snatch me, okay? Like, I do not have a waist like that. Like, it's kind of like how the snatch seamless shorts made me feel when I like held it up and then put it on, like, damn. So like, if you're looking for that snatched situation without having to wear shapewear under your activewear, under your clothes, like, that's it. So love the shape seamless bodysuit. Last but not least, we have our accessories. We do have the mini Game Changer backpack coming back. I know she did come in back in stock a little bit throughout the last few months here, but we do have her coming out in 3 new colors. We have Cold Brew, we have Bone, which I love the Bone, and then we have Mojito Mint as well. Again, in my PDF, I do have some comparisons shared by some of the other girls of what the Mojito Mint looks like in comparison to the Honeydew. Again, keep in mind that different fabrics are gonna look a little bit different. So yeah, I think that if you guys are looking for more of the lighter colors or just like new colors in the Game Changer backpack in general, go ahead and grab them this time around. I always use mine for the gym. I absolutely love it for the gym because I'm just someone who doesn't need a lot at the gym. But I need, you know, my headphones, a brush, my lock, my AirPods, everything like that in a bag. And so I do love the mini Game Changer backpack so much. And so I personally got the Bone, and I do love her, but I love that we're seeing her in some new colors. Some new things that they added as well was some card slots, which we did not see in the original one. So on the screen here, I'll put some comparisons of the inside changes that took place from the Game Changer backpack. So just keep that in mind. And I think if anything, this is like a great addition so that like if you don't want to bring a wallet, for example, and you just need certain cards, like you can have it in there. So overall, just love that she's coming back, new and improved, and some new colors. Last but not least, as always, we need some matching scrunchies. So you guys can expect some butter scrunchies in this one. We have it in 6 beautiful colors. So again, an opportunity to kind of mix and match there as you guys want to, whether you actually use it for your hair or just a thing on your wrist as like a little bracelet to have a matching moment with your outfits. You guys can expect that. And again, this is one of the few things that we saw peach rings in. So I really do wish that we saw more of that. Overall, what a collection, okay? The fact that we have such a good mix of some beautiful colors that I think so many people love, so many different pieces, so many new pieces, so many updated pieces, some pieces that got added in lengths or flares and stuff. I really do love this collection. Huge congratulations again, Buff Bunny Collection and Bailey on this incredible collaboration. I loved the creativity in these pieces. I loved the colors. I loved the mix and match. I loved the thought that went into a lot of these, the considerations that went into these. And like I said, lots of things took me by surprise, which I don't often get surprised in a lot of these pieces sometimes. So yeah, I'm just, wow. Juicy collection. She's juicy. She's good. I love her. So with that being said, I hope this video helped you guys find the answers you were looking for, help you decide on what you wanted to buy from this collection. And if you guys have any additional questions, always feel free to send me a DM over on Instagram by replying to one of my stories, as that is the best way to get my attention. Furthermore, I also have a free Discord community you guys can join. I spend a lot of time answering the questions there. Those are like my top priority Gab fam girlies, because it's also the easiest way for me to manage questions and everything like that. So those are best 2 ways, is Instagram and Discord. You can comment down below, but sometimes I don't get to them in time. I'm going to be transparent with that. But with that being said, don't forget to download the free PDF if you have not already. Make sure to enter my giveaway over on Instagram. And if you guys are shopping the Juicy collection, make sure to let me know down below what you're thinking of getting. If you guys have any feedback on my videos, always happy to get some feedback, because at the end of the day, I want this resource to be the resource for you when it comes to shopping any collection the Buff Bunny collection has. And again, if you guys want to support me, you guys can use the code GABS at checkout, and that'll save you 10%. And I do earn a little bit of a commission kickback on this as well. So I want to make sure that I say thank you. So make sure to let me know if you guys choose to use my discount code. And overall, just thank you guys for being my Gab fam. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your time. I know these are always long. And happy shopping on the Juicy collection in collaboration with Bailey Stewart. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.